Walker's making his home debut, and he has really been something special, Val.
And he's really been impressive to me. In that first start against the Houston Astros, I thought he showed tremendous poise. The ability to throw his secondary pitches for strikes was very impressive. His second outing, I thought he actually threw the ball a little bit better. He had that one hiccup in the fourth inning where he gave those 4 runs, but he was a little bit more life, a little bit more freedom to his fastball, and I'm really looking forward to watching him tonight here at Safeco Field in his debut.
Taijuan made his big league debut against these Houston Astros. Advantage, disadvantage for him and the Astros. What do you think?
I think it's an advantage for the pitcher. The first time he's facing a new lineup, and we saw this outing here down in Houston, he had that good fastball. He was riding it up in the strike zone, probably not where he wants to try to stay, but shows some great athleticism right here. Comes up, scoops it all in one motion. You got to remember, he was a shortstop before becoming a full-time pitcher his senior year of high school.
He is an outstanding athlete. Right now we want to take a look at our Sterling Bank Nobody Works Harder for You. The other fellow we want to highlight, Kendrys Morales, what he's done as a switch hitter this year.
Well, Kendrys made some adjustments a few days ago working with Dave Hansen. He felt like he had gotten to a much more open stance. He made a short adjustment, and he's back swinging it.
We like our pitching matchup tonight. Taijuan Walker against Jared Kosar. We're talking about a couple of the 2 bright young players. We look at Morales doing some damage here for the Mariners. He's been quite valuable, to say the least.
Well, to go back-to-back games with the home runs, one from the left side, this time from the right side. Good sign for the Mariners. Good sign for Kendrys to be able to finish strong, and also for the Mariners to start putting up some runs up on the board. They missed him in the middle part of that lineup, being a run producer.
Young pitchers for the Mariners. It has been a good week. James Paxton made his big league debut here at Safeco Field. Got a victory. Rosmo Ramirez looked good yesterday. Got a no decision. And tonight, Taijuan Walker makes his home debut. Glad you're with us as the Astros are in town. First pitch is straight ahead.
Ford, we are local. By Safeco Insurance, do more. And by the Emerald Queen Casino, presenting Queen of Country and Coal Miner's daughter, Loretta Lynn, October 17th. For tickets, go to emeraldqueen.com. Nice day, fans coming in, watching, getting ready for game one of the three-game series, Houston and your Mariners. Welcome out here to the pen. It's Brad Adam, our baseball analyst, Mr. Bill Kruger. All right, Taijuan Walker on the mound tonight. Not the only youngster in the rotation we'll see the rest of the season, Bill. Not the only guy doing well, not the only guy trying to get in the rotation for next year.
Well, you're looking at these two guys. Of course, we've seen Erasmo Ramirez last year, this year. He pitched well last year at the end of the season. This year he seems to be getting stronger as it's gone along. He needs to stay healthy. He's been hurt both years. That's going to be key to finish strong, be healthy. Paxton just has to do what he's kept doing. I mean, this guy pounded the zone with high 90s fastball, showed a breaking ball, good job of holding runners. I think they just need to see him do it again, because in AAA he was a little bit of a roller coaster. See what happens with guys in scoring position, how he pitches. Erasmo Ramirez, it's much more important for him to have the mix. The aptitude for attacking hitters. He's got a 5-pitch complement. He has to land pitches and have more depth of pitching. Paxton and Walker, they land one, they get a chance to win. If they land two, they're going to win for sure. And if they get three over, it's over. So a little different.
And we saw Ramirez do that well yesterday. 6 scoreless against the Rays. All right, so that's the pitching side. What we can look forward to tonight, going forward, maybe next season. And how about Brad Miller, too? Against Matt Moore, really good lefty. 2 knocks yesterday. 25th multi-hit game already, this guy. He has been on a tear since the call-up. We've got first pitch coming up. Astros, Mariners, right here on Root Sports.
Here at Safeco Field in Seattle, fans streaming in to the ballpark to see the Mariners take on the Houston Astros. First of a 3-game set, with the Mariners take on to the road again for the final sojourn around Major League Baseball. Glad you're with us here at Seattle. Dave Sims, Dave Valley in for Mike Flowers tonight. And we've got a fine pitching matchup. 2 of the bright young pitchers in all of Major League Baseball, Taijuan Walker and Jared Cosart. Let's take a look at the Houston batting order that will face Taijuan Walker in his home debut.
Here's how the Houston Astros will stack up, brought to you by Chevron. Jonathan Villar, Jose Altuve, the most consistent hitter on this Astros ball club, hitting .429 here in September. Trevor Crowe, Brett Wallace, Matt Dominguez, Chris Carter leading their team in home runs with 27. Mark Krause, Carlos Corcoran, and Jimmy Paredes. Taijuan Walker making his start, his debut here at Safeco Field. Walker on the season just 1-0, ERA at 3.60. He's thrown 10 innings in his young career.
He is a big man, 6'5", about 215. And he'll be coming downhill at Jonathan Villar, switch hitting shortstop for the Houston Astros. Taijuan's first pitch here at Safeco Field is in there for a called strike one.
It's a nice way to start the game right there.
I'll say.
93 on the black.
Umpires tonight, there you see Dan Iasanka, Brian Knight, Mark Carlson, and Jerry Davis. Perfect conditions tonight. Ground ball, second base. Nick Franklin's got it. Easy first out. Here's a look at the Mariner defense, Dave Valley.
As you take a look at how the Mariners are going after Raul Ibanez, Dustin Ackley, and Abraham Almonte out in right field. Across the infield, you've got Kyle Seager, Brad Miller, Nick Franklin, and Justin Smoke over at first. And behind the plate, young rookie catcher Mike Zunino with the big man on the mound.
The hitter's Jose Altuve, the second baseman, leading hitter. Leads the ball club in at bats, hits, triples, sacrifices, and stolen bases.
You're talking about Taijuan Walker coming downhill. That's one of the things that he worked on between starts when he made his start against Houston and his second start against the Royals.
Pitch up in the eyes of Altuve, and he's able to send it into right field for a base hit.
Jose Altuve, the diminutive second baseman for the Houston Astros. He just slaps his high fastball up and away. Serves it out there into right field for a solid base hit.
277 hitter coming into tonight's game. Brings up the second of 4 switch hitters in the lineup. Trevor Crowe, center fielder. Saw he and Brendan Barnes do a great job at center field down in Minute Maid Park. Strike one to Crowe.
They're both very aggressive out there. A lot of space. Yes.
With that hill.
You know, maybe we did a segment called "If You Were Commissioner of the Day." Maybe I'd eliminate that hill.
And I would stand and applaud. And foul. The other thing too, not only is it the hill, you know, it's in play. That one flagpole's in play down there, and it's 436 straight away.
Yeah, I think a hitter should be rewarded if he hits a ball 436 feet, don't you?
Oh, Michael Saunders was. He had one run down the first or second trip in. Crushed the ball and got nothing to show for it. Here's Walker ahead of Trevor Crowe, 0-2 with Brett Wallace on deck.
Let's see how he goes after him right here. Way ahead in the count. See if he tries to expand the strike zone.
Breaking ball left it up, and he got hit in the center field for a base hit.
Yeah, that curveball to Crowe just kind of rolled. That was one of the problems he was having in Kansas City with that curveball. Didn't have that real sharp break to it. See, as this ball comes out of his hand, it just stays belt and above. Crowe just serves it out there to center field. You know, with 2 strikes, you'd like to see him maybe bounce one, you know, and then maybe come back with a high fastball, something off the plate. But you hate seeing a pitcher give up an 0-2 base
Sure.
hit.
Brett Wallace with a big swing. Here's another thing that I was thinking about. It's from the old school, from having grown up and watched the ball in the 50s and 60s. These cats getting comfortable. They're really taking some hacks here. These last 3 guys. Some feet need to be moved.
Yeah, we saw Crowe rip that foul ball down the right field line. And nothing wrong with an 0-2 pitch to make somebody uncomfortable.
Absolutely. Key word there. They're getting a lot of. They're taking some big hacks.
We've seen the last few fastballs that Taijuan has thrown have been elevated in the strike zone. Sometimes when you come back with the curveball and you tell him to bounce it, what it does, it gets him in that good follow-through motion where he's going to finish off those pitches down in the zone.
Oh, and 2 here to Brett Wallace. Runs that pitch away. Astros don't hit a lot of home runs. They're 12th in the American League. And if you look at their profile, you can see why they have a record of 47 and 96. Youngest team in baseball. And at or near the bottom in most of the offensive categories. So 2 and 2. They are last in batting average, 13th in runs, last in hits, 12th in homers, 10th in doubles, 7th in steals, and last in ERA.
Tough work for the manager.
Bo Porter, the manager, thrown out twice over the weekend in Oakland. They lost 3 out of 4. Fouled off of Zunino. Speaking of thrown out, Miguel Cabrera and Jim Leyland already ejected in Detroit's ball game in the first inning. At Chicago, White Sox lead at 5-0, bottom of the 6th. Bo had been the third base coach in Washington for the Nationals. His mettl's been tested with these youngsters. The good news for them, 6 of their 8 minor league clubs domestically made the playoffs. So now to play.
Yeah, so hopefully that shows a little bit of hope for the future. But you mentioned them being the youngest. They have 17 rookies on this ball club. One of my old coaches here with the Seattle Mariners, Marty Martinez, said something one time during our opening day, and I believe we only had 3 rookies on the team, but they were all starting. He was like, too many rookies.
That was just
I wonder
3.
what Marty would say now.
Swing and a miss. Brett Wallace is gone. Taiwan's first home strikeout. 2 down here in the first with 2 men aboard.
There's a good fastball right here from Taiwan. Oh, I'm sorry, that was a changeup. That was a full finger changeup right there. You see that little split? That ball starts to tumble out of his hand as it breaks down and away. Good pitch, good location, coming off the fastball as well.
Time called. Matt Dominguez, young third baseman's got 19 homers, 68 runs batted in. Pretty much an everyday guy.
Pretty
89
solid
on that fastball.
Solid season for Matt Dominguez. He came over via trade. Always known for his glove. Does a nice job over there at the hot corner.
Altuve and Crow, the base runners. 1-0. There you go at 96.
And I like the location. 96 down and away. Not much a hitter can do with that pitch. I've always felt that if young pitchers could develop that as their bread and butter go-to pitch when in trouble, down and away for a strike, you're going to be successful.
1-1 pitch. Slipped out of his hand, a curveball. 2-1. Pitch count on Taiwan. Pitch number 19 coming up. Here's Dominguez profile.
Taiwan doesn't seem like he has that feel for that breaking ball just yet.
It's 97, but it was off the plate. 3-1. Altuve's at second, Crow's at first.
Dominguez, a good fastball hitter, 19 home runs. I'm sure he's going to be sitting on that fastball right here.
3-1. And walks him, and that loads the bases.
Looks like Taiwan's just rushing a little bit with his body. When a pitcher's body comes a little bit too quickly towards home plate, that arm never really does get in the the right slot to have that downward tilt in the strike zone. Right now he's missing up. Be real important right here for him to make that adjustment with Chris Carter up at the plate.
27 home runs, 74 runs batted in, leads the Astros. His 189 strikeouts, the most in the major leagues. Taijuan Walker's got to throw some strikes here.
The last pitch at 90 was his cutter. He had some good action, but it was a little bit off the plate.
Fouled off.
They are having some good passes at the fastball, though.
That's what the Astros have done with the long ball. As we mentioned, 136 homers, 12th in the league. Carter just outside the top 10 in the American League. Swing and a miss. 1-2. Carter hitting a .47, bases loaded this season.
These are the type of innings that, as you're watching a young pitcher, how they react once they find themselves in a tough situation.
1-2 here to Carter. Off the fist, fouled off.
This is where Taijuan's got to go for the strikeout. He's got the right guy up at the plate right now.
On 2 strikes. Up high. Getting into some dicey territory here.
Carter laying off that high fastball. Taijuan was trying to get him to chase. See if he comes back one more time with that little cutter.
There's your strikeout numbers, 2-2. Popped it up, out of play. Taijuan's pitch count getting up near 30.
So I think this is a situation, if he had a good feel for that curveball, he probably would have come back with one, but we've seen him throw 2 of them, and they just kind of have that rolling action to them, not real sharp.
2-2. Struck him out, high heat. Big fella bounces back, strikes out Carter, leaves the bases loaded, and he really needed this one. Good giddy up on this fastball as he strikes out Carter. Carter King for the 190th time. Mariners
Field. Look now at the Mariners starting lineups, brought to you by Chevron. For the Mariners, managed by Eric Wedge, in the leadoff spot is Brad Miller, followed by Abraham Almonte, Kyle Seager, Kendrys Morales, Rolly Banez, Justin Smoke, Dustin Ackley, Mike Zunino, and Nick Franklin. Brad Miller with 25 multi-hit games. On the mound for the Houston Astros, Jared Cozart. Cozart with 9 starts, a 1-1 record, 2.13 ERA, 55 innings, and 30 strikeouts. Young man with a power arm.
He's one of the prized possessions of the Astros. If you look at Brad Miller leading it off here for the Mariners. Shot with the wave. Strike one to Brad.
Brad's had some good evenings against the Houston Astros. You saw that graphic, 357 against the Astros this season.
Coming off a 2-hit day yesterday. Tough loss for the Mariners. Get life to that fastball at 95. Cozart out of League City, Texas. Astros got him from the Phillies in the Hunter Pence deal, July 29 of 2011. 23 years old. Pitch runs away.
Brad was not real happy with that last fastball that was called a strike. And Ayasanga. It's good to see the young man not being afraid to talk with the umpires.
They fouled it right into the glove of Corcoran. One down.
Defensively for the Houston Astros, out in left field is Chris Carter, Trevor Crowe manning center field, and Jimmy Paredes out in right. Across the infield, we've got Matt Dominguez at the hot corner, Jonathan Villar, Jose Altuve, and Brett Wallace over at first base. And Carlos Corcoran is the catcher.
There's Abraham Almonte. Has created some excitement with the ball club since being called up from AAA. This is his 10th game. He brought a little small ball back to the Mariners, or to the Mariners, because they haven't been doing much of that at all during the course of the season. It's been all about the home runs for the most part.
He's kind of brought his little spark with that good speed.
Absolutely.
Hustle. He's shown the ability to handle the bat.
Made an interesting point about Brad Miller. He said, you like to see the rookies say something to the umpires. At what point as a rookie can you say something, obviously without getting out of line, saying something to an umpire that he'll take, maybe slaps this one right by the third baseman Dominguez, and he stopped. Here's the throw to second. He's in there safely. Carter got it back in. Almonte going around the bag, gave it a look, and then shifted into a higher gear, and he gets a double.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that he even slowed down coming around first base. This ball clearly getting down that left field line, and with the speed of Abraham Almonte, he gets to second base easily. But for some reason, he slows down as he makes his turn down at first base, hustling right out of the box. But take a look, right as he touches first base, he pulls up. Little hesitation, and then realizes that he can get into second base easily.
So one out double brings up Kyle Seager. I want to get back to that question as a rookie. At what point can you say something to an umpire without him rolling his eyes, maybe even telling you to pipe down?
Well, I'm thinking back on when I was a rookie. As a catcher, I think you've got a little bit easier ability to have that conversation because you're working with them in between innings and you develop a relationship. For a Brad Miller who's out at second base, I've watched Brad. He interacts with the umpires, and I think that's important that you interact all the time, not just when you're unhappy. So
that's a very good point.
So they get to know who you are as a player, that you're not a whining, complaining type of guy.
1-0 to Seager. Nice ball away.
But I will tell you one story. I was in Detroit catching, and an unnamed umpire was questioned by a was questioned by a rookie.
Okay.
So he basically told the kid to shut up and get in the box. So as I went down to give my sign, I felt his left arm pushing me not to the corner of the plate, but a little bit further off the plate. I almost fell down. He was pushing me so hard. So I said, okay, I'm just going to go with it. So I was giving my target. My whole body was off the plate. The pitch was about a foot outside. Ha! Strike. And he looked at the kid and said, how'd you like that one? So needless to say, the young man didn't say anything anymore. But lesson learned.
Answers my question. He's pushing you into the dugout, for God's sake.
Physically
oh, my goodness.
Me.
A walk to see your first and second for the Mariners. That is a great story. He's pushing you.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. Brings up Kendrys Morales, RBI leader for the Mariners. He's got 75 of them. Got his 20th home run yesterday. I'm sure if you go down the list of your catching peers, they all have stories probably along the same vein, right?
Yes, and that, that was kind of, again, back in the day when you just didn't question umpires, especially as a rookie. It was kind of an unwritten rule. You do it now, but back then, boy, they would stick it to you.
At what point was it, second, third year after you became an established player, you were okay to say something back in your day?
I mean, if you're Cal Ripken Jr., you could do it your second year, but if you're not an everyday player, you just got to go up there and kind of take your medicine.
Wow.
So,
that's one of the great stories I've ever heard. It really is. Dave Valley sitting in for Mike Blowers, Mike getting a night off. Now you got me thinking who that umpire is. I'd love to know, and obviously you don't want to say it, and he's probably still active. But human nature being what it is, right? Breaking ball in there for a strike.
No question. I think the game has changed pretty drastically. I think with umpires being watched and graded and talked to all the time. I think back in the old days, it was kind of like they were the sheriff
on the field. Mid to late 80s?
Mid-late 80s. Okay. When I got to the big leagues in 1984.
Okay.
So they kind of control the field.
Oh, man, that's good stuff.
They didn't have the EQC tracer,
1-2 to Morales. Look out. Wow, almost got Brownie. Jeez. Third base coach had his back to Morales. And Morales hit a screamer right by him.
This is a scary part if you're a third base coach, because he has his back to him and he's looking at Abraham Almonte. You could see that he's not clearly looking directly at Kendrys Morales.
Oh, goodness, that's frightening. 1-2. Drop back.
Kendrys has closed up his stance a little bit, made a little adjustment this past week, and he's had great results. A couple of home runs in the last 2 games. It's the never-ending search for perfection of the good hitters, constantly making those adjustments, tweaking your swing.
Ball and 2 strikes. Get out of play. 95 miles an hour on that pitch.
Dave Hansen, Mariners hitting coach, is very hard worker back there. A lot of the things that he does are unseen because they're in the video room, they're in the batting cages behind the Mariner dugout. But a guy that has earned the respect of this Mariner ball club.
1-2 pitch. Breaking ball misses.
Yeah, both young pitchers find themselves in a bit of a pickle here in the first inning.
2-2. Drop back again.
See Cozart right there trying to get a feel. That last pitch was a changeup that he left up in the strike zone. So when you, as a hitter, you hope that mistake is a little bit lower, maybe somewhere around the belt high area.
2-2 here to Morales. Bouncing ball to Altuve, goes to VR for 1. Throws high off the glove of the first baseman Wallace. Scoring is Almonte.
Well, we're going to see some good hustle by Kyle Seager to make this play happen. This was a easy double play directly to Jose Altuve. A couple of hopper right to him. Altuve gets off a strong little shuffle pass, but take a look at Kyle Seager. He comes and upends Villar, the shortstop, which causes that throw to go high, and Wallace unable to come up with the play. Morales ends up safe, and Abraham Almonte comes around to score.
So 4-6, fielder's choice. E6 scores Almonte. 1-0 Mariners. Here's Raul.
Here's a look at McDonald's Supermo right here. Wallace going up. That ball looked like it gets inside the leather, but misses the pocket. Unable to hold on to it. Good break for the Mariners.
Altuve in short center, right field rather, for Banez. 1-1.
Oh, 27 home runs, 62 RBIs in only 110 ball games.
24 of those home runs in the first half of the season. He's got a 1-2 count. Runner at first is Morales, a run in. And Jared Cosart, 1-2 to Banez.
Oh, closing in on a pretty remarkable mark for his own personal career. He's got 298 home runs. I'd like to see him get a couple more before this season ends.
Absolutely. Nice round number.
Along with 1,178 RBIs, 277. One of the more consistent guys throughout his career.
Popped up. Long run for Carter. Third baseman doesn't have it. Carter, whoa, almost overran it. And that's in foul territory. Makes the catch. Mariners do get a run. 1-0 Seattle. Railway, the engine that connects us. And by CenturyLink, your link to what's next. Beautiful night here in Seattle. Nobody's written moon over Seattle yet, right? Still to come. There's still a chance, Val. Go get it.
Just sleepless in Seattle, that's all.
Dave Sims, Dave Valley in for Mike Flowers tonight. Beautiful evening for baseball. 73 degrees. Houston Astros in town. A 3-game series. And for the Mariners, this concludes the penultimate homestand. One more to go. Kansas City for 3, Oakland for 3 in the final week of this month. Here's Mark Krause, the DH. Taijuan Walker, 27 pitches in the first inning.
Yeah, you'd like to see that total decrease dramatically here in the second. Taijuan got himself out of that jam that he put himself into.
Struck out Chris Carter with the bases loaded. Gave up 2 singles in the first inning. That was well stroked. Deep right center field. On hop off the fence. And Krause in with a leadoff double, his 4th double of the season.
We're watching Taijuan right now having trouble getting that ball down in the strike zone. This is another pitch just up out over the plate about bell tie. And Krause rips it out into right center field with a 1-hop double off the wall.
Switch hitting catcher Carlos Corcoran. Not moved any feet yet, has he?
He has not.
Keep a track on that. You know, I would imagine when you were catching, if you had a guy like that, you probably went into a mini panic when you saw guys digging in, just taking free swings like that, right?
Well, especially against somebody like Taijuan, who's throwing 95, 96, 97. We've seen him top out at 97 here tonight. Just too comfortable of swings. You know, they're getting up there, they're looking for the fastball. When they get it, they're just letting it fly. You want to get them on their heels just a tad.
2-0. Corcoran batting in the 8 hole, will be followed by Jimmy Paredes, another switch hitter. VR, Crow, Corcoran, and Paredes are all switch hitters.
And we saw Taijuan give up that 0-2 hit. I remember coming up through the minor leagues, and you know, we had our little kangaroo court system, and if pitchers gave up 0-2 hits, not only the pitcher was fine, but I was fine. So, you know, when you're making $6 a day for meal money back then,
yeah,
you don't want to get fined $20 for an 0-2 hit.
That's a problem. That is.
That's having to go, what, 3.5 days without eating. That's not good.
Ooh, not at all. Walker ready. 2-1. Down to Franklin. There was a smoke for the first out. Krause advances to third. Productive out there by Corcoran brings up Jimmy Paredes, the right fielder. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk so far for Taijuan. Eric Wedge was asking him before the game how long he's going to go with Taijuan Walker. Not so much a pitch count. I want to see how the innings go. You know, 5 or 6 reasonable amount, and then he's done for the season.
And he's going to need a couple of quicker innings than we saw in that first, and if he's going to get through 5.
Strike 1.
He's gone 5 complete in his first 2 starts. My guess is that's what they're shooting for again here tonight.
Counts at 1-1. 36 pitches. We're in the second inning. It should be plenty deep to score the run. Ackley calling off Raul. And Ackley throws it back in. And scoring easily as Krause got a tie ball game at 1-1. An RBI for Paredes, his 9th. 2 outs here in the second. Back to the top of the order, and Jonathan Villar. Villar grounded out to second base to lead off the ball game. Breaking ball for strike one.
Yeah, that was that little cutter that Taiwan throws. Cutters typically comes in around 90, 91 miles an hour.
How valuable is it for a young guy like Walker to get his feet wet here in September?
I think it's really important because you get over the hump of kind of that what's it going to be like when I get to the big leagues. I think at this point he'll have 3 good starts under his belt. He'll come into spring training feeling like he's ready to compete for a job and that he belongs in the major leagues. I think that's the biggest hump that most young players need to get over. Not do I have the talent to play in the big leagues, but am I ready and do I belong there?
95 beats VR. 2-2. Get to know the routines, what's expected of you, rhythms of the ball club. Those are all important.
It takes away some of the mystery of the big leagues. You know, when you're in the minor leagues and you're climbing that ladder, you have all these thoughts of what it's going to be like, but you're not going to really know until you get there. And then you get there and you go, you know, it's not that different. The stadiums are nicer. The meal money's better.
Lights
the food
are better.
tastes better. You know, all those good things. But if you go out and you execute your game, you're going to have a chance to win.
Two and two here to VR. 2 outs and a run in. Ernest got an unearned run in the first. On deck is Altuve. Jose with a base hit to right. 2-2. Swing and a miss in 96. Take that. 1 run on the board for the Astros. It ties it at 1 as we go to the home second. Six, Val.
There's that 4-seam fastball right there. Nice, effortless 96 with a little bit of extra life as it just flies past the bat of Villar. You don't mind seeing those fastballs across the top of the letters when you have 2 strikes, when you're ahead in the count. A tough pitch to lay off of.
It's a good educational experience for Mr. Walker. He's going to be relied on next year for sure, being a spot in a rotation with Felix and Iwakuma. Justin Smoke to lead it off against another talented young right-hander, Jared Cosart. Cosart facing the Mariners for the first time. And for Walker, his second go against the Astros. There's that breaking ball, 0-2.
Nice little tight breaker right there.
Smoke, Ackley, and Zunino, 6, 7, and 8 coming up here in the second inning.
Cozart's got a good fastball, slider, curveball, and a changeup. You saw right there, Carlos Corporon was set up high in the strike zone with 2 strikes, trying to get something similar to what we just saw Taijuan Walker do to Villar. Good fastball above the letters. Get a lot of good hitters to swing at that pitch.
0-2. Smoke 2 days ago hit an opposite field home run. He had an absolute bomb into the Mariner bullpen. It was his 16th home run. Breaking ball foul.
Cozart's thrown 2 consecutive curveballs. See if he comes back up across the top with that fastball again.
1-2 pitch down low. 2 of the highly regarded pitching prospects in the MLB.com top 100 prospects. Taijuan Walker listed as number 4, Cozart number 76. Both have had 2 appearances in the Futures game. Smoke strikes out on a 2-2 pitch. 1 out on the second strikeout for Cozart. Don't miss your last chance to pick up select view level seats for the entire family for only $10. Final BECU Family Night of the season is coming up on Monday the 23rd against the Royals. So get your savings, secure them right now. Visit mariners.com/specials. One down here in the Mariners second brings up Dustin Ackley. Family enjoying a pleasant night at the ballpark. Strike 1 to Dustin. Got a 4-game hitting streak riding right now. 5 for his last 13.
So there, Dustin also enjoying playing the Houston Astros, hitting .362 this season against the Houston Ball Club.
Outside 2-1. A good run for Dustin. 38 games since the All-Star break, hitting at a .336 clip. Down low.
And I think that run was much needed. I think there was starting to be some concerns about Dustin, and I think even for himself as a player, you start to wonder, you know, what do I need to do to get better? What do I need to be successful up here?
Altuve, little guy with just enough extension. 2 down.
Altuve saying that, no, that didn't hurt, because I think he catches it right in the webbing. Altuve ranging to his right. Supermo snags it right there at the very top.
Good quicks.
Looked like it almost came through the web right there.
2 outs brings up Mike Zunino. Mariner catcher.
You know, Dave, as I look around the Mariner infield, it's amazing how much it has changed from the opening day of this season. Kyle Seager, of course, very solid presence over there at third, but Brad Miller and Nick Franklin, Justin Smoaks having a solid season. These 2 young men right there on the left side, and then Mike Zunino behind the plate. Much different look.
You had Ackley at second. He had Ryan at short. And Montero and Shopik doing the catching beginning part of the year. Things have turned around. Smoke with 16 homers on the season. Chance to hit 20. 2-1.
I think Nick Franklin was a big surprise with He's got 12 home runs on the season. Showing some surprising power.
(3-1). And Zunino take the walk. Second walk issued by Kosar. 2-out base runner for the Mariners. Brings up Nick Franklin. Pinch hit in the ninth and struck out to end last night or yesterday afternoon's ball game.
Along with those 12 home runs, Franklin's done a very good job defensively out of the second base position.
Ball one to Nick. Tough go here for Nick since July 1st. 75 strikeouts in 52 games. Getting 179 after a very hot start.
I think for somebody like Nick, the next few weeks are really important. I think he needs to get this thing turned around, so as he goes into the offseason, he's feeling good about what happened in 2013. Clearly, over the course of the season, you're going to have your highs and lows, your hot streaks, the times of the year that you've struggled. And certainly, August was a very difficult month for Nick Franklin, hitting only 107. But there's plenty of time left in September to turn those numbers around.
3-0. And he's aboard with a 4-pitch walk. So Kosar lost a little feel here now. He's walked back-to-back hitters. Third walk. Mariners first and second, 2 outs, back to the top of the order, and Brad Miller.
Kosar now with 46 pitches. Not showing great command so far early in this ballgame. Looks like the trainer for the Houston Astros is going out to check Kosar. Obviously have a concern about his health right now. And you know they're not going to take any chances.
No. Pitching coach out there, got Bo Porter. Doug Brocail is the pitching coach. Apparently no problem. He's just lost the feel, and that's going to happen.
Even the umpire, Dan Isanga, asked him, "Is you all right?" We couldn't tell what his response was because he put the glove back up in front of his face. But he was probably saying, "Just call some more strikes for me, please."
Come on, there can't be that many lip readers in Major League Baseball. It can't be. I refuse to believe it. It's like in football. I mean, the O coordinators and D coordinator, everybody putting their card up around the mouth. Pitch to Miller. Breaking ball for strike.
Miller again gives a quick look back. Not happy with that curveball. That was called a strike. The very, very top of the strike zone. Mariners have had a number of base runners on, looking to take advantage of Kosar right here.
Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss.
That was 3 consecutive curveballs from Kosar.
How about this final from Texas? Young Garrett Cole out-duels Yu Darvish. Pittsburgh beats Texas 1-0.
Wow. Good old-fashioned pitching game.
A run on 6 hits for Pittsburgh. No runs, 4 hits for Texas. That's not easy to do. 1-2. Sharply hit to Altuve. Takes time. Throws to Wallace for the 3rd out. The Mariners get 2 free passes, and they get stranded. Here on Root Sports, showing you some of the beauty of the nighttime here in Seattle. 1-1 ball game. A 1-1 ball game. Astros and the Mariners, first of 3. Part of the big news coming out of Seattle: Felix Hernandez scratched from his Wednesday start, left oblique issues. Brandon Maurer will get that start on Wednesday. Jose Altuve leads off here in the 3rd. Jose with a single to right, first time up.
Felix oblique, I'm guessing, is stemming from his last start down in Kansas City.
First time Taiwan has brushed somebody back. 2-0.
Yeah, no sense in taking any chances with Felix at this point in the season.
No, absolutely not. They want to get him to 200 innings. He's at 194 1/3. He's already got 200 strikeouts. 200 innings would look good on his baseball card. And another win. 2-1. Goes right field again. That's trouble. Fair ball down into the corner. Almonte going to dig it out. And Altuve having a good night. He's 2 for 2. He's gone to right field twice. And this with a double, his 26th of the season. Let's check out our AT&T trivia question for this evening. How many Mariner pitchers won their first big league game this season? How many Mariner pitchers have won their first major league game this season? I'll take a shot at it. I'm just going to go with A, 3. What do you got, Val?
I'm going to go with you. I'm going to go 3 as well.
All right, come back and revisit that a little bit later.
Clearly, Taijuan Walker is one of them.
So leadoff double by Altuve. Here's Crow, Trevor Crow, and he swings and gaps one. Altuve is going to walk home all the way to the fence. And Crow, he's 2 for 2, and he'll shut it down at second. Again, a lot of comfortable at bats.
Yeah, Crow just jumps on this first pitch from Taijuan Walker. Remember, Crow had an 0-2 count in his last at bat. Taijuan threw him a hanging curveball, and he hit a base hit right back through the middle. This time looks for the fastball, gets it up out over the plate. Again, Taijuan flirting with trouble whenever you start to stay elevated in that strike zone. This time Crow slashes that double into the left center field gap.
2-1 Houston lead. All outside to Brett Wallace, who struck out in a 2-2 pitch.
One thing we have not seen from Taiwan, we saw it in the very first inning, threw a couple of breaking balls, threw 2 in the first inning.
Right.
He has not thrown a curveball since.
Fastball and cutter.
Fastball, cutter, and he's mixed in a few changeups. Right. But he's not been as sharp as we've seen him in his first 2 outings.
Center field, Ackley calling for it. Gets it back in. 1 out. Bring up Matt Dominguez, the third baseman. He walked his first at bat.
So this would be a good situation right here to throw that curveball for a strike. Try to get that feel back for it.
Popped up, Smoke on back. He's there. 2 outs. And I'll bring up Chris Carter. Struck out with the bases loaded to end the first inning. Trivia contest right now. Fans riding with us right now. Get the.
I don't know if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
Carter, dangerous hitter. Even though he leads the major leagues in strikeouts at 190. It's counting tonight. .97, but off the plate. 2 runs, 5 hits, and an error. For the Astros, they've left 3. A run on 1 hit. No errors. I think that no errors and 3 left for the Mariners. Two and 1. Crow, the runner at second. 2 outs. A little wrinkle in that one, about 2-2.
Yeah, that's that cutter right there. It kind of backed up on him. And he got Carter to swing through it. That's a pitch he's been trying to utilize a little bit more. That cutter just moving a couple of inches away from the right-handed batter.
Boy, he took a lot off of that pitch and
There's
strikes out Carter. Boy, saved it for a good spot. Get out of this inning. A run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. Houston has a 2-1 lead. A good-looking breaking ball from Taijuan Walker. Today's Tracer Technology is brought to you by the Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest. Good to have you with us here on Root Sports. Mariner baseball, 2-1 lead for the Astros, first of a 3-game series. Taijuan Walker against Jared Cosart, two bright young lights in Major League Baseball. See if the Mariners can get some offense cranking here. They got an unearned run when Almonte scored on a VR throwing error back in the first. Abraham's going to lead it off right now. Abraham, Almonte, Kyle Seager, and Kendrys Morales.
Abraham slashed a double just inside the foul line down to third base.
Dominguez, the third baseman, started moving in just a little bit. Word is out on Almonte. He will drop a bunt on him.
He pulled it out down there in Houston.
Yep. He can bunt one towards the second baseman and have some visits going too. Foul ball.
That really is one of the lost arts in the game.
No doubt.
Ability to bunt. Ability to handle the bat, hit and run.
As Eric White said, not just with this team, he said the whole industry. There it is. Took it with him. Foot race. He got him. Boy, he popped up quickly. That's a good athlete to hit the ground that hard, pop up like that. Nice play by the first baseman, Brett Wallace.
Yeah, I think whenever a lefty takes that bunt to the right side, he's trying to bunt it hard enough for that ball to get to the second baseman. He just doesn't get it far enough towards the second base side. It makes a valiant effort right there to dive away from the tag. Wallace gets him on that left shoulder.
Good look by Brian Knight, first base umpire.
Good play by Wallace too.
Yeah.
Big man over there moving very quickly to catch a speedy Almonte.
There's Kyle Seager, walked on 4 pitches. It's at ball 1. So far tonight, Jared Cosart, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts, big part. Here's 1-0. Seager's yet to see a strike. He's staying away from Seager.
He has not challenged Kyle Seager at all here tonight. Everything has been off speed, away.
Yep, wanted no part of it. Second time he's walked Seager, 4th walk of the night. Comes with 1 out here in the 3rd. They were ending the season with a bang. The Mariners have added a postseason fireworks show, the Fan Appreciation Night on Friday the 27th. Fans will also have a chance to win prizes throughout the game, including a new Ford C-Max Hybrid, a Holland America cruise, and more. Visit Mariners.com/thanks for tickets, and you'll see what's in store on Fan Appreciation Night. There's Morales. It's a strike. Nine pitch at bat first time, grounded into a fielder's choice.
Kendrys putting together some good numbers on the season. 282, 20 home runs, and 75 RBIs.
Bouncing ball. Wallace, nice play. Gets it to VR. The pitcher covers, and they go 3-6-1 on the double play, and that'll end the inning. Nothing across for the Mariners. We go to the 4th, 2-1 Houston. Washington. En Route Sports is looking for you throughout this month of September. Capture a photo on Instagram or Twitter with hashtag UltimateNWFanWashington, showing it and why it should be you. You'll be entered to win a trip, a VIP experience, the Mariners Fan Appreciation Night this month, right here at Safeco Field. For official rules, go to RootsSports.com. Dave Sims, Dave Valley with you, right here at Safeco Field. First of 3 with the Astros, bottom third of the order here. Top of the 4th in a 2-1 Houston lead. Mark Krause, Carlos Corcoran, and Jimmy Paredes. Saw Taijuan Walker break out the curve to strike out Chris Carter. See if the confidence grows in that pitch as we move forward.
Yeah, you'd like to see him continue to mix that up with his repertoire.
To that camera well and out.
Looks like he was able to duck quick enough.
So it's Mike Brumley.
That was a solid.
Way to go, Johnny. Hang loose. John Lubash on the camera down there.
I hope he didn't pull anything.
Bad news is he said he did. Let's get the ice pack.
Was it an oblique? That's got to be. I mean, he's kind of like the third base coach, right?
Exactly
You're
right.
not watching the hitter or where that ball's coming. You just have that sound. Dangerous duty.
That's 6 cents. Cue it up, John. Make sure it's working, right?
Johnny, you need to tell Mike Brumley to put a glove on and help you out at least.
Isn't that the truth? 2-2.
It's that good fastball again from Taijuan. Down in the strike zone. This is right where he needs to stay. Let's see if he pulls a string with that curveball again right here.
Two and two.
Looks like he went with the cutter.
Full count to Mark Krause. Double. Right center field, and a run scored. He scored on the sacrifice fly by Jimmy Paredes in the second inning. That tied it up, and then they took the lead on a Trevor Crowe RBI double in the third. Time called.
And him and Mike not being able to get on the same page for this 3-2 pitch.
Payoff. Good heat at 96 above the belt, strikes him out. Back-to-back Ks for Taijuan Walker. 5 for the ballgame.
Taijuan just rears back with that little four-seam fastball. Coming in at 96 miles an hour, right across the top of the letters. We've seen him get a number of strikeouts with that pitch here tonight.
All 5 of his strikeouts have been swinging. There's Carlos Corcoran, ground out the second.
Taijuan now with 66 pitches, 42 of them for strikes.
A lot off on that one. 74.
I like it. Well, you go from 95 to 74. 95 with some life to it. He just pulls the string with that curveball.
Maybe he'll spend some time with Mr. Hernandez, learn the art of that changeup too. That could be something, right?
And it's a very learnable pitch.
Yeah.
I mean, Felix has just an absolutely incredible one with tremendous movement.
Sink it either way. It's amazing. Ball 2 strikes. Strike 3 call. That's a first strikeout looking. Corcoran, no complaint. Walks back. That's half dozen strikeouts for Taijuan Walker here in his home debut.
Taijuan just painting this fastball, four-seamer on the inside part of the plate, and just freezes Corcoran. He just could not pull the trigger right here.
5 in a row retired by Taiwan. Basketball star in his native Southern California. During batting practice, saw him reach up, jump up, make a catch in right field 2 days ago. I was like, who did that? Jason Phillips said, who do you think did it? It was our athlete.
Power forward?
Oh, yeah. Look out, look out. Oh, my goodness.
Looks like everybody's okay.
Oof. Got the good seats, but you better pay attention. Rolling the glasses. She looks great. And let's see, did she get out of the way? Yeah, she bailed, he bailed.
But it looked like the big part of the barrel of the bat hit the plastic seat right next to it.
Look, man, another one. Swing and a miss. Grab some pine tar. Oh, baby. Taiwan Walker strikes out the side in the fourth. Maridi's checking his hands. I don't know if he can get a new set anytime soon. Walker on a roll. He struck out 4 in a row, struck out the side in the fourth.
And he does it with just that power fastball. Taiwan just rearing back. Good effortless 96, 97. Guys so hard. Guys are having a hard time holding on to the bat.
So Taiwan threw 4 innings, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. See if they get him some runs. Mariners got an unearned run first inning. And since then, they have not had any hits, just the 1 hit. That was the 1-out double by Abraham Almonte. Got a double down the left field line. Up the middle, right into the shift. VR is there, throws out Raul. Houston pulled a 3-6-1 double play to end the third. Bring up Justin Smoke, a strikeout victim on a 2-2 pitch, leading off the second. Shift remains on for Smoke with Altuve in short right field. Shortstop on the right side, second base. Time call. Ball 1, Smoke. bouncing ball to Wallace. Backhands, flips to Cozart, out number 2. 2 outs here in the 4th for the Mariners as part of Fan Appreciation Month. Fans can enjoy special savings on Mariners gear at all home games by swinging by any Mariners team store. Now through Wednesday, get 50% off select Mariners novelties and souvenirs, including a collectible Dustin Ackley bobblehead. Save big as we say thanks with great team store deals all September long. Speaking of Mr. Ackley, here he is. 2 outs, nobody on. Ball 1 to Dustin. A horrid line drive to Altuve. His first at bat.
That line drive was one of those ones that never really do even out. People always talk about, well, they even out. No, they don't. They really don't, folks. That ball was hitting right on the button. Great play by Altuve.
2-0. He did go, says Jerry Davis, down to 3rd. Jerry, the crew chief. Breaking ball for a strike.
Cozart showing some good command with that curveball. Being able to throw it for a strike when he needs, and also trying to bounce it out of the strike zone.
1-2. Count runs full, 2 out, nobody on. Mike Zunino hoping to get a chance to swing it. And he will. Cozart with another walk. That's his 5th. Mike Z. Walked his first time.
I was going to say, Ems with only 1 hit here tonight, Dave. This might be a good spot right here to see Dustin Ackley to try to get into scoring position for Mike Zunino.
Ackley 2 out of 3 base stealing this season.
Hit and run. You got Altuve playing right behind second base.
Huge hole. 2-0.
Look at that.
He's moving
shift
over to
right
left
there.
side.
He's on the shortstop side of the bag now.
Center field. Trevor Crow. That'll do it. Mariners get a runner aboard, strand him there. 4 complete, 2-1 Houston. OJ's out in the pen. OJ's were in town about a month ago. They put on a great show, double billed with Gladys Knight.
Did you go?
Was there. Was beautiful.
Wow.
Good time.
Reminds me of the old Saturday afternoons with Soul Train.
That's it. The late great Don Cornelius. Top of the order. Jonathan Villar, Jose Altuve, and Trevor Crowe against Taijuan Walker. That's a good looking bunt. Seager throw. Big time play. Kyle Seager got him. And now the home plate umpire saying it went foul, but Seager came in and made a sparkling play. Nicely done. Villar just finding out that the ball was foul.
You know, when I watch Kyle Seager make plays like this ball is clearly going into the foul territory right there. Home plate umpire has a very clear shot at that. You see the angle of the baseball. It hits the chalk line and bounces foul as Kyle Seager gets it right off that last bounce. But watching him make those plays, sometimes I forget that he moved from second base.
Exactly.
And he's learning to play third base at the big league level.
He's playing. He makes that play like a 10-year veteran. Villar's retired. He's 0 for 3. It'll bring up Jose Altuve. And this guy has swung the bat well. Single to right, double to the right field corner. And the guy after him, Trevor Crowe, is also 2 for 2. And he's got an RBI.
But here's one you want to see if Taijuan's going to go after him a little bit differently. He slashed a single to right field, then a double down the right field line.
Everything's been away. See how he approaches this. First time up, we got a fastball up away, and they are working him inside now.
Yeah, Mike Zunino got way in on that inside corner. Give Taijuan Walker a good target. Coming back in there.
Not surprised. 2-1.
You know what I like right there, Dave? It was 97 miles an hour inside. A lot of times pitchers, when they want to pitch in, they're a little tentative and they end up taking maybe 3, 4, 5 miles an hour off the ball. He's still letting you go, and that's a good sign.
2 balls, 2 strikes. That helps that maturation.
Yeah, because if you end up taking it off, then it kind of defeats the purpose of it.
Exactly.
And if you hit him, sorry.
Part of the game.
Yeah.
Two and 2. Came inside. Seager's going to gobble this up. 2 outs. Staying with Tom Glasgow. Tommy?
Dave, thanks so much. From the Ford Sports Desk, how about some interleague action down in Arlington? The Rangers taking on the Pittsburgh Pirates. I don't know, possible World Series matchup. You can't rule it out. Yu Darvish with a terrific performance tonight, but in the 7th, the Pirates got to him. Pedro Alvarez will double. Former Ranger Marlon Byrd comes in to score. Pirates win it 1-0. Garrett Cole, terrific for them on the mound. And the Pirates secure their first winning season, guys, since 1992.
Good for them.
Congratulations to the Pirates, to Clint Hurdle. What a big mountain they had to climb.
Oh, man. And especially, here's a look at the standings. American League West. But the last couple of years, they have flirted with success only to fall off the horse late.
But it was a step, right? You had to kind of climb that ladder. You saw the team, the organization progressing. They made some great first round picks. Andrew McCutcheon is a superstar ball player.
And the Marlon Byrd acquisition was outstanding as well. He's done a nice job. And he was having a good year with the Mets.
And Garrett Cole was a number 1 pick for the Pittsburgh Pirates. They clearly got that one right.
Trevor Crowe. 0-2 at the hands of Taijuan Walker. He's got 7 strikeouts, 1 walk.
And I love Clint Hurdle. I'm a big Clint Hurdle fan.
8 in a row retired by Taijuan. Let's see. Muscled up on that one, 98 miles an hour. I got a lot of friends, haven't gone to college not far from Pittsburgh. A lot of my friends are Pirate fans, and they have been suffering for a long time.
This be a nice exclamation mark right here for Taijuan Walker. Crow's got a couple of hits off of him. Let's see that curveball right here, young man.
0-2. There it is.
But you want it down. You want to bounce it. You know, we've seen Cozart do that when you get ahead. Throw the curveball, but don't throw it in the strike zone. See if you can get that hitter to go outside the strike zone. But this one, right up around the belt, very similar to the one he hit back up the middle in his first at-bat with an 0-2 count, by the way.
Two outs, the 0-2 pitch. Struck him out with some high heat. 8 strikeouts for Taijuan Walker through 5 innings. And he has retired the last 9 men that he's faced. So he is looking good in his home debut. 2-1 Houston. Take a look at our Mariner calendar, brought to you by Sleep Country USA. 2 more with the Astros, both night games. Travel day Thursday, going to a great baseball city, St. Louis, Missouri. 4 games in Detroit, 3 in Anaheim, and that'll conclude the road schedule for the Mariners and wrap up the season with Kansas City and the A's in town.
Be fun going into St. Louis.
Oh, absolutely.
You got pennant fever.
They're right in the middle of everything as per usual. Big Franklin dumps one over the shortstop. Base hit, second hit tonight. Good start for the Mariners here in the 5th.
You're just thinking of as the Mariners roll into St. Louis. Great for the young players on the Mariner Ball Club to see and feel what a pennant race feels like. What a pennant race, a team in the pennant race stadium feels like.
St. Louis starting today, a game and a half on top of Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. Watch out for the Reds, though, in their division. They have an easier schedule, sort of like what Cleveland has in the American League. Here's Brad Miller.
As I look at that Central, I'm picking Cincinnati to end up winning it. They've got Johnny Cueto coming back to join that rotation. I just think they're a very balanced club. Great speed, great defense.
But what Billy Hamilton brings. Ooh. Oh, man.
Joey Votto, Brandon Phillips, they got some players who can get it done.
Bunt popped up. And back safely is Franklin.
That ball barely stayed in the glove of Wallace. It's kind of rattling around. This ball gets up into the air. Wallace comes in with a little backhand. You can see it kind of roll down into the very tip of his glove.
Good awareness by Nick Franklin. Whew.
And actually, if the ball ends up dropping, there's a good chance for a double play to get the man at first.
Nick had no chance.
Tough play for the base runner to really get a good read of what's happening.
There's Almonte. Got the first Mariner hit. That was a double to the left. First inning. Well, looks like Taijuan Walker may be done as he's speaking with the new. There's the newly shorn Chance Ruffin. Had a beard very similar to Ackley's. As Taijuan Walker on the rally with James Paxton. 8 strikeouts for Taijuan in 5 innings, gives up 2 runs. Strike 2 to Almonte.
Nice evening for the young right-hander. He definitely has that look of that my work is done. I'm a little relaxed right now.
Both guys. Paxton making his major league debut a couple of days ago, and this is the home debut. Taijuan Walker.
You're looking at Taijuan and Paxton. 2 very bright spots for the Mariner future. One from the right, one from the left.
Tell you what, not bad envisioning those two with King Felix and Iwakuma next year. Chopper. Altuve just gets Almonte as Franklin gets down to second base. MLB.com at bat. It's celebrating 5 years as your #1 mobile app for live baseball. It's available for iPhone, iPad, Android, and BlackBerry 10 and Windows Phone 8. At Bat delivers Mariner baseball with live audio, pitch tracking, stats, highlights, and more. So text at bat to 31826 or go to Mariners.com for details. Kyle Seager's yet to see a strike from Jared Cosart tonight. He's walked twice. Two-hit night so far for the Mariners. They got an unearned run in the first inning. Astros answered with a tying run in the second, the go-ahead run in the third. First strike seen by Seager. Ball 1.
Boy, Cosart's throwing a lot of off-speed pitches to Kyle Seager, most of them being curveballs. He's got 80 pitches total, 42 for strikes.
Missed with the fastball. 2-1. We saw Mr. Zide last week down in Houston. Josh Zide breaking ball, 3-1. Nick Franklin at second, good speed. On deck is Kendrys Morales. If Seager can get a 2-out knock here in a 3-1 pitch.
Cosart likes to use that little cutter on the left-handers.
Look out, he throws it back. Heads up over there. Wow. Hit the seats, thank goodness. Boy, so who's that? Jimmy Paredes threw his bat twice. I've seen Morales do it in the last month or so. I think Seager had done it once before.
Just always amazed at how those bats can find the plastic with so many people in the stands.
Thank goodness. Jeez.
Yes. That bat had some speed going into the stands. Kyle switches it for a black model. And I'm sure with plenty of time, pine tar on it.
Oh my goodness. In 2, tying run at second. Takes down play.
As your hitter, you think, gosh, if I had my other bat, I probably would have got that one.
Yeah, right. I think the farthest bat, thrown bat that I can remember, recent vintage, Jack Cust, got fooled on a pitch and went just beyond, went down the first base line, just beyond the, just onto the grass, beyond first base. Three and two to Seager. Top foul again.
We've seen Kyle have some just great battles with the opposing pitchers this year. Fouling off tough pitches. You know, for a young player, he just doesn't give away at bats.
Absolutely not. Chance to tie it up right here. 3-2 pitch. Franklin at second. Good speed. Did not go. You hear Dan Iosagna say no. So the Mariners have 2 men aboard. Kendrys Morales. 6th walk by Jared Kosar.
Cozart's pitch count climbing. Last one was number 86 for the right-hander.
Well, exasperated with himself. Seager's walked 3 times now. Morales 0 for 2. Off speed pitch. Ball 1. Well, Cleveland beats Kansas City tonight 4-3. Baldo Jimenez picks up the win. He's 11-9. Don't sleep on Cleveland in the wild card hunt in the American League. Breaking ball for strike. Good numbers being put together by Kendrys Morales among the ranks of switch hitters.
Carlos Beltran, the St. Louis Cardinal, tied for first with Kendrys.
American League wild card chase. Tampa Bay was off today. Texas and Tampa Bay holding the 2 top spots. Texas lost. Baltimore, Cleveland, and Kansas City won games tonight, and New York lost. 1-2 here to Morales. 2 men aboard with 2 outs.
One thing I noticed when I watched Kendrys Morales get into the box, get into his stance, Charlie Lau, the great hitting instructor with the Kansas City Royals, used the phrase hitterish. And that's what Kendrys Morales always looks like to me in the batter's box. He always looks like he's going to get a hit.
2-2, 2 out, 2 on. Breaking ball swung through it, and that'll do it. Mariners strand 2. That's 6 through the first 5 innings. A 2-1 Houston lead. difference of the ball game. And it goes like this. Taijuan Walker, home debut here at Safeco. Looked good.
Looked awfully good here tonight. He had that good live fastball that we've seen in his 2 previous outings, topping off at 98 miles an hour. Had a good curveball. I thought he could have used that a little bit more. But when he got in trouble, he went back to the 4-seam fastball and was able to paint it. Both sides of the plate. Got a lot of strikeouts right across the top as well. Ends his evening with a strikeout against Crow. Went 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs. 2 of those were earned, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts on 84 pitches. Solid evening for the young right-hander.
Chance Ruffin takes over, and as you look at Taijuan and project ahead, when he gets confidence in a curveball to go with the 97-98, look out.
Well, and I like what you were talking about, Dave, is adding that off-speed pitch, a changeup to that repertoire.
Nice play, Nick Franklin. Smothers, throws, got him. Retires. Brett Wallace.
Nick Franklin has shown some good range both to his glove side and to his backhand this season. This is a hard hit ball off the bat of Wallace. Franklin lays out and makes a great play there in the shallow right field grass. Gets to his knees very quickly to get off a strong throw. Well done.
The hitters Matt Dominguez, a walk and a pop to first.
Chance Ruffin appeared in 2 ball games this season. 0-1 record with a 3.86 ERA. Opponent's hitting .222 off the right-hander.
Chance pitched on Saturday in the 6-2 win over Tampa Bay. Went 2/3 of an inning, gave up a hit, struck out 2. And he was the losing pitcher Thursday. In 13, Mike Moustakas walked him off with a home run at Kansas City. Bouncing ball to Seager, easy play. Pitching to contact here, Mr. Chance Ruffin gets 2 quick outs. 2 down here in the Astros 6th. Ride with all your fans on Sound Transit and enjoy freedom from traffic and parking. To plan your next trip, visit soundtransit.org. Brings up Chris Carter, struck out with the bases loaded in the 1st and struck out with a man aboard in the 3rd. 191 strikeouts, most in the major leagues. He does have 27 homers.
Good spot right there from Ruffin, just hitting that down and away corner. Very safe area when you're facing Mr. Carter. Carter with 27 home runs on the season.
Strikes out again. Size 3 collar for Carter tonight. Chance Ruffin 1-2-3-6. Houston leads it by the count of 2-1. 6th. To revisit our AT&T trivia question, how many Mariner pitchers have won their first big league game this season? Dave and I both went with 3. Fans rode with 4. Survey says 5. Walker, Paxton, Maurer, Medina, and Caps. Okay. James Paxton looked good in his debut. Big left-hander from British Columbia.
Well, he really did. Good fastball, had that good downward tilt. Power arm from the left side.
There's Josh Zeid. He's out of New Haven, Connecticut, lives in Indian Atlantic, Florida. Like Jared Cosart, came over from Philly in a Hunter Pence deal July 29 of 2011. Banya's smoking Ackley 5, 6, and 7 here in the 6th inning. Two and 0 here to Raul. Slitke heating up for the Mariners. Not back.
Young right-hander for Houston, Josh Cosart. Finished off a nice evening himself. He went 5 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, no earned runs, 6 walks, 3 strikeouts on 91 pitches.
2-2 to Raul. Just outside.
Here's another look at those numbers from Mr. Jared Cosart. The one that kind of jumps out at you when we saw that real inconsistency from Cosart was the 6 walks. Mariners were unable to take advantage of those base runners.
Raul drills one, but right there in his tracks, Trevor Crowe, 1 down. Here's Tom Glasgow.
Dave, thanks from the Ford Sports Desk. Let's check in on the Orioles and Yankees. Now, the Birds won this game, but here's what everybody's talking about. Joe Girardi, Yankee skipper, getting upset. He believes the Orioles' third base coach is stealing signs. He's fired up. Oh, Buck Showalter, he doesn't like Girardi's accusation. Both reportedly said mean things about each other and used inappropriate language. But that's as bad as it got. They stayed in the game. Baltimore won 4-2, guys.
Another night in baseball, Tom. Thank you very much. I thought there was an art to stealing signs, Val, and if you can get them, shame on the other team, right?
Exactly. I'm not quite sure what Joe was all upset about.
Change them, right?
It's your own fault. Yeah, if the other team is able to steal signs from me, that means I'm not doing something right.
Isn't that one of the, well, it's not a total lost art in baseball, but I mean, I've heard stories, legendary stories of guys would be on the team because they could steal signs.
I think of the Toronto Blue Jays, Joe Carter, Paul Molitor.
They were good at it.
Oh man, you had to almost change them every other pitch. And they had pitchers so psyched out that, in fact, one time I had Mark Langston out on the mound.
Right.
And he came out there and he said, "Don't even give me a sign. I'm going to give you signs." So he started doing like wipes with his glove, so that the base runner wouldn't be able to tell. Yeah, and Mark had such a very complicated sequence of signs. They were called scoreboard signs: ahead, behind, or even. If you're ahead in the count, first sign; behind in the count, as the second sign. So that actually changes every single pitch. So you have to be really into the game, knowing if you're ahead, behind, or even. But guys like Joe Carter, Robbie Alomar, and Paul Molitor were probably the best in the game at stealing signs.
Those are players. Any coaches that you remember who were good?
Not off the top of my head, but I was more concerned about those guys on the base pass.
Agreed. Ball up the middle. VR, shortstop is there. 2 outs. Because usually there's there's some, you know, the bench coach is an old-timer guy who's been around, grizzled, gnarled veteran, and there's nothing he hasn't seen, right?
There was a time at Yankee Stadium, now that you're talking about coaches, I'm catching,
right,
and their bullpen coach, Barry Footy, was a bullpen
big
coach.
guy, yeah,
big guy, big
catcher.
thick catcher, right?
Right.
So he's out there, and he's sitting all by himself out there. And it was like not anywhere near their bullpen.
Okay.
Remember old Yankee Stadium?
Yeah.
And I'm watching him as I'm giving signs, and I'm watching him, and I'm setting up. I actually see him doing this. I don't know if you guys can get this on TV, but he'd have like sunflower seeds. So if I set up on the outside part of the plate away from the right-hander, he'd pick up a sunflower seed with his left hand and feed it with his left hand very slowly. There. And if I was on the inside to a right-hander, he'd feed it this way. So finally the next day, you know, I had to call him out on it. And he just said, he goes, "You got me.
Is that right?
I won't do it again, Val." But it was the oddest thing. As I'm giving signs, all of a sudden I'm looking out there, and I'm seeing this very slow, deliberate motion, like right inside pitch, outside. Because that's what most guys want.
Right.
Location. They're not worried about fastball, curveball. But if I just have to worry about the outer half of the plate or the inner half, then that helps the hitter.
During that time, did you notice that you guys were really getting burned? I mean, were you guys getting some knocks and everything?
There wasn't anything that really jumped out at me other than just how deliberate he was out there from the bullpen.
Hello, you got me.
Guilty as charged.
I remember a few years ago, Sal Evars, who was with the 51 Giants, and I remember being in golf alleys with him. He said, "Yeah, we had the Dodgers signs." Exactly. Walks in 51, and everybody, no, they didn't. And then later came out, they had everything. Giants,
really?
Yeah, they would at the Polo Grounds. They had a system. I forget the exact nature of it, but they had it. Says we had all their signs. We knew everything that was coming. To this day, Ralph Branca, man, did
really,
as you can well imagine, having given up the home run to Bobby Thompson.
Yes.
Bobby,
the shot heard round the world.
Bobby, before he passed, said, "Yeah, you know, I sort of knew it was coming. I had a little heads up." Sal Evars was like a third-string catcher on that team.
There's been different kind of rumors going around. You know, in Toronto, they were using the scoreboard to flash signs, fastball, curveball. And they did that also back in Cleveland in the old stadium.
At Municipal Stadium?
Yeah, they would kind of have a flash, like a double flash would be a curveball. One flash would be a fastball.
Boy, don't get it wrong, though.
Yes, that is true.
There's Zunino.
Justin looked like he might have had thoughts of going right there. And with only 2 hits, you're looking to try to make something happen. You got to try to create something here with 2 outs. Maybe get him to second base and see if Mike Zunino can come up with a big base hit. Dustin with a pretty aggressive lead over there at first base.
Zide steps off. What a one to Zunino.
Big hole on the right side as the Houston Astros play that big shift for Mike Zunino. Altuve just behind second base.
Coming in, the left fielder, Carter, and that will do it. Another runner stranded by the Mariners in the 6-2-1 Houston. Sports brought to you by Mazda. We believe if it's not worth driving, it's not worth building. By Sterling Bank. Nobody works harder for you. Equal housing lender. Member FDIC. And by Jack in the Box. Go big and participating Jack in the Box with Jack's really big chicken sandwich combos for only $3.99 plus tax. Beautiful look at the Emerald City. 2-1 Houston, first of 3. Coming up in the middle game of this series, our CenturyLink link to what's next. Jordan Lyles goes against the veteran left-hander Joe Saunders.
Joe Saunders looking for a little bounce back. He's gone through a little bit of a kind of a rough patch here over the last 6 weeks.
That he has. New pitcher for the Mariners, Lucas Litke, takes over. Chance Ruffin threw a scoreless 6th.
Nice job by Chance Ruffin. A little 1-2-3 inning as Lucas Litke takes over. This will be his 29th appearance. He's got a 1-2 record with a 4.31 ERA, 23 strikeouts, over 31 in the 3rd inning.
Mariners broke on top in the 1st inning. An unearned run, an error by the shortstop VR made it 1-0 Seattle. Top of the 2nd, sacrifice fly by Jimmy Paredes tied it up at 1-1. In the 3rd, a double by Altuve to right on a 2-0 pitch against Taijuan Walker. Next pitch, Trevor Crowe, he doubled to left center, and that scored Altuve. That's the only scoring tonight. It's Mark Krause, Carlos Corcoran, and Jimmy Paredes, 7, 8, 9. And the Houston batting order. Ball and 2 strikes. Before the All-Star break, the Mariners went 4-5 against these Astros. Since then, they're 6-1 here in the 2nd half. Right now, Houston leads by a run.
Houston right now with 96 losses on the season. Been a tough go. Former Mariner Eduardo Perez on the right there, number 3. Him and Bo Porter having to show some patience, but I think the organization knew that this was going to be a work in progress.
Gets by Zunino. Talking to some people in and around the Houston organization, is going to be interesting to see if the front office, if the upper management, if they spend some money. They've got a bunch of great young prospects. As we mentioned, 6 of their 8 domestic minor league teams made the playoffs. And this is what they're fielding now as the youngest team in baseball. Swing and a miss. Mouse is gone. Krause is gone. There is 1 down here in the 7th. Take your team to see our team. Consider a private suite at Safeco Field for your next corporate event or employee outing. Our friendly Mariners staff can help you customize the menu and space to meet all of your guest needs. For more information on entertaining in style from a Safeco Field suite, log on to mariners.com/suites. Got our caps warming up. Broken bat ground ball, booted by Franklin. Stays with him. Good strong arm, throws out the catcher. Carlos Corcoran, 2 down. 9,808. The announced attendance tonight.
That ball hit right off the end of the bat. Kind of squirts off the glove of Nick Franklin, but stays with it. Ball actually hit his hand, as McDonald's Supermo shows us. Hit the right hand, hit the leather, was able to recover.
Mariner pitchers have retired the last 14 men faced. Jimmy Paredes, sacrifice fly and a strikeout. Paredes last time up swung and missed, and his bat went flying. It was a switch hitter. That was from the left-hand side. warming up. He's Low getting ready to come in. Chen Jiao Low. Bouncing ball, Seager cuts it off. Lucas Luetge throws a 1-2-3. So that's 15 Houston Astros retired by Mariner pitching in this 2-1 ball game. Being brought to you by Washington's Lottery. Last year, Washington's Lottery turned 28.6 million Washingtonians into winning heirs. They can do the same for you. Thanks to Washington's Lottery, winning heirs are made daily. Tell you what, nice crowd here. Not a big crowd, 9,808, but they are having a good time. In the Louis portion of our 7th inning stretch, the Mariner Moose got fired up. Run down some changes for you in the Houston Ball Club. And Dave Sims, Dave Valley with you. And as we're watching the Astros line up during the national anthem, it looked like they'd had like 5 platoons out there with so many guys they have up. Trevor Crow is now in left field. He moves from center field.
It looked like they almost had their whole 40-man roster
yeah, really.
lined up over there in front of the third base dugout.
Jin Lowe is the new pitcher. Brendan Barnes takes over in center field. Barnes can cover some ground. Doesn't hit much, but he's good looking player. And here's Lowe.
Lowe's 14 games, 0-3 record with a 4.50 ERA. Got 11 strikeouts in 14 innings.
Nick Franklin to lead it off. Nine 1-2 here for the Mariners. Franklin, Miller, and Almonte. Bounce foul 0-2. Nick tonight a walk and a base hit to left. Mariners have stranded 7 runners tonight. Houston's left 4 on. Mariner pitching's done a heck of a job retiring the last 15 minutes faced. And Franklin dismissed. 1 out here in the bottom of the 7th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Seattle Mariners and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Seattle Mariners. Dave Sims, Dave Valley with you. Mike Flowers with the night off. Back to the top of the order, and Brad Miller. Miller, line drive, right field, gambling. Keeping it in front of him is Jimmy Paredes. Base hit for Brad Miller, tying run aboard.
Well, we've seen Brad be very aggressive early in the count as he jumps on this first pitch from low. A little breaking ball elevated in the strike zone, and he just rips it into right field just in front of the right fielder. Had a little bit of a sinking action to it as it falls in front of Paredes.
Mariners had 2 outs and a runner at first in the 6th. They had a runner left on first and second in the 5th, couldn't score. 2 outs and a runner at first and couldn't move them up.
We have a little action here though with Almonte up
Yep.
at the plate. Brad Miller on over at first.
1 out. Fastball away, ball 1. Almonte with a double to left. Tried to bunt his way on. Nice play made by the first baseman Brett Wallace, and he grounded out the second. Pitch in there for strike.
Now the first pitch to Almonte. Look where the catcher is. This is kind of an unintentional pitch out right there. He set up well off the plate, thinking that Brad Miller might be taking off right there, as opposed to trying to throw a ball on the plate where Almonte might be able to put it in play.
1-1.
Almonte making a good impression on Eric Wedge and the coaching staff so far. Adds a little bit of a different element than what this club has had all season long. The ability to bunt, got that little extra step in his speed. A little bit of a catalyst.
For sure. 1-2. Takes outside. Lowe taking a lot of time. He's got a 2-2 count here to Almonte with Miller at first. Not a big lead. Pitch. Drive deep to right. Almonte. Did he do it? Get out. It's gone. A 2-run homer. And the Mariners take the lead 3-2. Abraham Almonte's first major league home run. What a big spot for him. He continues to bring energy to the ball club, and now he gives the Mariners the lead here against Houston. Got it on a 2-2 count. Take a look at our money tree in time play, and Val, right on the money, huh?
Yeah, we're talking about him making a good impression on this coaching staff. How about this for an impression? Little 2-run home run to put the Mariners ahead as Abraham Almonte drives in Brad Miller with his home run to right, his first major league home run. Congratulations.
Mariners have now hit 166 home runs, third in the American League. Another lead change. They caught it in his cap. Well done. Nice. Tip of the cap.
Now somebody's got to go out there and find that guy and make a trade.
Absolutely.
Bat, a jersey, whatever it takes.
All of the above.
Oh, there's somebody already working it. Working the deal. Okay, buddy, what are we going to do? What's it going to take?
Dude, you got to give it up. You can't hold on to that thing, please.
We'll get you some tickets for tomorrow's game.
374 feet on that home run. Terrific catch. We've seen the speed element of Almonte. Now a little bit of pop here.
Yeah, well, on that 2-2 count, he got that fastball on the inside part of the plate. Was able to pull his hands inside.
Seager's walked 3 times tonight, most ever in a game for him. Lines this one. Oh, what a catch! Brett Wallace, outstanding. 2 down. Boy, he robbed Seager.
Cal can't believe in himself right there. Wallace with a couple of nice plays over at first base, but this ball is just hit right on the button as Wallace lays out towards the line. Actually catches that ball behind his body.
That is a wonderful play. 2 down. Complete layout. Short double for Seager. Off-speed pitch, drilled to center. It's deep. Barnes going back on the track, makes the catch. Highlight of the inning, though, Brad Miller with a 1-out single. Then Abraham Almonte gets his first big league homer, and it gives the Mariners a 3-2 lead as we are through 7 innings here at Safeco Field. This ball club, and tonight his first major league home run puts the Mariners in front. Here's a look at it, Val.
Oh, this is going to be one he's going to talk to his grandkids about right here. Fastball inside, pulls his hands in, and hits it about 4 rows deep for his first home run of his major league career. When he got out there to right field, all the fans out in right field gave him a little standing ovation out there. Congratulations.
Carter Capps takes over, 4th Mariner pitcher. Mariner pitchers on a good run. They've retired the last 15 men. Michael Saunders takes over for Raul Ibanez in left field. Ball 2.
Carter Capps this season has appeared in 45 games with a 3-3 record, a 5.23 ERA. But he has been outstanding as of late. Very consistent strike throw.
3-0 here to Jonathan Villar, the shortstop, the leadoff man. He'll be followed by Jose Altuve and Trevor Crowe. 3-1.
Jose Altuve, the on-deck circle, 2 for 3 tonight. Single and a double, and a couple of nice defensive plays as well.
There goes a string of 15 consecutive hitters retired. A walk issued to Jonathan Villar in this one-run Mariner lead here in the 8th. Catch new episodes of Seahawks All Access every Wednesday throughout the season at 10:30 p.m. Get exclusive sideline sights and sounds from weekly matchups, player interviews, and Seahawks stories you can't find anywhere else. If you do miss Wednesday's episode, make sure you tune in for re-airs throughout the week on Root Sports. For your local programming schedule, just go to rootsports.com. Altuve 2 for 3 tonight. Villar a base running threat, 13 out of 19.
Charlie Farbush getting loose down in the Mariner bullpen. Altuve squaring around a bunt.
Seager breathing down his neck in a matter of seconds. Let's see if they keep it on or take it off.
Altuve is a guy that can handle the bat too. The guys start coming in a little bit too close. He's got the ability to put a little butcher boy and spank it.
Villar got a great jump. He's in safely. Terrific jump. Stolen base. Villar's 14th.
Astros don't waste any time in taking off right here. As soon as Villar gets on there, he's off and running. Now the time run in scoring position as Altuve squares to bunt and then pulls it back, allowing Villar to get into second base.
Nobody out. They're trying to hit it right side. Infield comes about halfway. Up the middle. Villar runs. Here's a throw to third. He throws it away. Villar will hold right there. Everybody's safe. Runners at the corners. Fielder's choice for Altuve. E6 gets Villar to third.
Brad Miller makes the choice to go to third base right here. But with that runner's back showing him, he ends up firing this ball to the left of Kyle Seager. Seager unable to catch this ball right here. Villar very alertly does not try to advance. Looks like a little two-seam sinker right there to Kyle Seager, hitting off the tip of his glove.
Mariners hit some hot water now. Nobody out. Runners at the corners. The hitter's Trevor Crowe, who's 2 for 3. Single to center, a double to left center.
Need to keep an eye on Altuve as well at first.
There he goes. Throw down, no throw. And Altuve with his 32nd stolen base.
Carter needs to at least give him a look over there at first base. He can't forget about the fact that he's got somebody with speed at first base. No chance for Mike Zunino.
Great speed out there for Houston. Villar at third, Altuve at second. Infield up close, 1-0 pitch. Taken for a strike. Altuve with that stolen base. Now tied for 5th with Mike Trout of the Angels. 1-1 pitch. Taken for a ball, 2-1.
Crowe with a couple of hits. He singled back in the first and doubled in the third. That double went driven out there into the left center field gap.
Pitch off his 5th, 2-2. 2-2 pitch coming. Long look by Caps. 2-2. Couple of men aboard. Nobody out. Pitch. Foul.
Carter electing to go with a changeup right there. 2-2. He needs a strikeout right here. There are times when you've got to go for the strikeout, and this is one of them. Tying run on at third base. You don't even want that ball put into play right now. The way you look at it, I've got 2 pitches to try to put him away.
2-2. Puts it in play. Franklin throws. Runner's hold. 1 out. Bring up Brett Wallace. He's 0 for 3. And Eric Wedge coming out, wants to make a pitching change. Going to bring in a left-hander, and won't be surprised if Bo Porter counters with a right-hander. Charlie Furbush will make his entry. 3-2 Mariners. 2 on for Houston. Abraham Almonte with his first major league home run has the Mariners in front 3-2, but that lead in jeopardy right now. Charlie Furbush coming in and trying to stem the tide. Houston has runners at second and third with 1 out.
Charlie stepping into a tough situation as Brandon Laird will be the pinch hitter. Laird for the season is 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Got the tying run on at third base and the go-ahead run on at second base.
Brendan Laird, the younger brother of Gerald Laird. We've seen him over the years with the Rangers, the Tigers last year. I believe he's with Atlanta right now.
Charlie Furbush making his 63rd appearance of the season. 2-5 record. He's got 17 holds with a 3.10 ERA. 74 strikeouts in 58 innings. He's looking for one right now.
Second and third for the Astros with 1 out in this 1-run game. Inning started with VR walking, stole second. Ground ball out. Tuve to shortstop. Brad Miller threw wild to third. Altuve stole second and ground out the Crow. First pitch from Furbush. Breaking ball for strike. Ball again. Called strike.
But that was a good pitch right there from Charlie. He started it off the plate. The little frisbee slider came back right down the heart of the plate after Brandon Laird had given up on it. Astros with runners in scoring position. 243 on the season.
Oh-2 from Charlie. By Zunino.
That's one thing Mike Zunino has certainly proven that he can do, is block those pitches in the dirt. Does a great job of anticipating those pitches. Take a look how he gets that body squared up, middle part of his body where that ball is going to end up. Very important for pitchers when you've got that runner on third base to still have the confidence to throw one in the dirt.
Charlie set, 1-2 pitch. Struck him out on high heat. 2 outs.
That's just what the doctor ordered right there for Charlie Furbush. Charlie needing a strikeout right here with the tying run on at third base, goes up the ladder as Brandon Laird just swings right on through it for strike 3.
Bring up Matt Dominguez, a walk, pop the first and a ground out the third tonight.
Another strikeout would be kind of nice right here too.
Hey, doctor's orders, right? Put it in play right to Nick Franklin. Mariners are going to escape. Nicely done by Charlie Furbush. Strands runners at second and third, preserves the Mariner lead at 3-2.
Up a run on the Astros, getting ready for the bottom of the 8th. Tom Glasgow with you from the Ford Sports Desk. Root Sports is your home for high school football all season long. The Papa Murphy's game of the week this Thursday, a good matchup. It's Tahoma taking on Bethel. Both teams winners in week 1. In fact, Bethel won in 4 overtimes. They'll try to get it done in regulation this time around. Let's send it back to Dave and Dave.
Thank you, Tom. I thought you were going to sing the Shirley Ellis classic, Get Right Down to the Real Nitty Gritty.
Don't know how that goes. Sing me a bar.
Gotta get right down to the real nitty gritty. That's way long time ago. That wasn't very good. Google it. Google it.
Kevin Jackman comes in for the Astros. He's appeared in 15 games with a 2.38 ERA. 8 strikeouts over 11 in the third inning. He's got a fastball and a slider change. And he'll get set to face Michael Saunders, who came into the game for Raul Ibanez. He'll be followed by Justin Smoke.
Couple 3 runs would not hurt.
Heck, you buy car insurance and homeowners insurance. Why not get a couple of runs for insurance?
Be ready. Michael Saunders' first plate appearance. On 1 to Michael. Time called. Breaking ball, check swing, look out. It's almost got Bo Porter there. On the rail. Kevin Chapman, 6'3", 218. Coral Springs, Florida, lives in Margate, Florida. Came over from Kansas City for Jason Bourgeois and Humberto Quintero, who's now with the Mariners. This straight back on March 20th of last year. 2-2 to Saunders. Popped up, out of play.
I think Michael Saunders would like to have that pitch back. Little hanging slider out over the plate. There's that little hanger right middle part of the plate, just out front, just enough to get underneath that pitch.
Right, 3 called. Saunders gone. 1 out. Here in the Mariners' 8th. Leading 3-2 thanks to a 2-run homer in the 7th by Abraham Almonte. Cure your midweek blues with a night out here at Safeco Field for the entire family. This Wednesday, Mariners take on the Astros, 7:10 start time, and each member of your family can pick up a ticket, a hot dog, and a Pepsi for as low as $15. It's all part of Safeco Insurance Grand Slam Family Package nights at the ballpark. For tickets to this affordable outing for the whole gang, log on to mariners.com/specials. Here's Justin Smoke, batting right-handed. Strike 1. Smoke 0 for 3.
Smoker still looking for that first home run from the right side.
Got a ball, I think it was yesterday, hit it hard, jumped off his bat, went to the track. Heading Farquhar for the 9th inning.
It's always a good sign. Good thing to see, isn't it?
Those
are getting loose.
Ground ball down to Dominguez. Throws over to Laird, 2 down. Mariners with a run in the first. It was unearned. Then a 2-run homer. Bottom of the 7th by Abraham Almonte. His first big league homer puts the Mariners on top 3-2. Houston got a run in the 2nd on a sac fly by Jimmy Paredes, the right fielder. 3rd inning. RBI double by Trevor Crowe. Here's Ackley. He's lined out to 2nd and walked twice.
That line out was one of the harder balls hit here tonight. Almonte made a great backhanded stab to rob Dustin of a base hit. Houston Astros bullpen has struggled this season. 37 of their losses has been by the hands of their bullpen.
3-0 to count to Ackley. And tough for Bo Porter and bench coach Eduardo Perez. Record 47 wins, 96 losses. 4-pitch walk to Ackley. Third consecutive time he's walked.
Astros have not put on the shift like they had the last couple of at-bats for Mike Zunino.
How about this? This is the third consecutive at-bat for Zunino with 2 outs and Ackley at first.
Oh, there goes Altuve out behind second base. I take that back. Let's see if Dustin will take off right here.
Ideal spot. Fourth inning, Mike fly to center with Ackley at first. Sixth inning, fly to left with Ackley at first and 2 outs. And here he is again, 2 outs and Ackley at first.
You know, with 2 outs here, I'd like to see Mike Zunino try to take a shot to the right side right there. With Dustin Ackley on first base, you've got the first baseman holding him on. You've got about 100 feet between fielders here on the right side. You don't even have to hit it hard to get it through that infielder.
Runner goes. Fouled back.
Yeah, I like the fact that Dustin was in motion, though. See if they'll continue to put a little pressure here on the Astros.
2-1 pitch. Ackley holds. Shot to right center field. Coming on, making the catch. Brendan Barnes. Told you he could cover some ground. It's a good one. 9th inning coming up. Chance for Danny Farquhar to lock this baby down. 3-2 Mariners. When Houston had runners at second and third, and that was with no out. Carter Capps, let's take a look at what he did. He gets a ground ball here to Nick Franklin.
A very tough situation right here for the Mariners, but Charlie Furbridge comes in, gets a big strikeout of the pinch hitter Brandon Laird, and then gets an easy ground ball off the bat of Matt Dominguez straight to Nick Franklin over at first. No problem. They get out of the tough situation right there. Why not? High fives for everybody, all around.
Now it's on to Danny Farquhar, who's recorded saves in 13 of his last 14 opportunities.
Farquhar's appeared in 39 games, 0-2 record, 13 saves in 16 opportunities. Got an ERA of 4.20, but 72 Ks in 49 in the third inning. Power pitcher, very deceptive, very sneaky fast for opposing hitters.
Brendan Barnes, Mark Krause, Carlos Corcoran here in the ninth in a one-run game. Swing and a miss. Mariners 18-24 in one-run games. Bender for strike two. And the Astros 18-29 in one-run games. Short work of Barnes. He strikes out, one down here in the ninth.
Good breaking ball right there from Farquhar. Once he got ahead, he goes for the juggler right here. Good sharp breaking ball. One thing that he has done is commands his fastball and be able to throw that curveball down, starting in the strike zone. But this ball just bottoming out as Barnes swings right over the top.
Mark Krause, double to right center, 2 strikeouts. Coming out, pounding that strike zone.
Love strike one. Gotta tell you, love strike one. Farquhar staying away.
There you go. Did not. This is Jerry Davis.
Krause struck out in the fourth and also back in the seventh, hitting only 185 on the season.
Danny going right after him. 1-2. Astros ball club, last in hitting, 13th in runs, last in hits, 12th in homers, 10th in doubles, last in ERA. 1-2. Long look by Danny into Zunino.
A lot of shakes, a lot of nods. Hitter probably confused right now. Looks like Farquhar wanted to come back inside. Looks like he called Mike Zunino on out just to make sure they're both on the same page right here. Typically in this situation, you want to stay away from the bat. If they're going to beat you, they got to go the opposite way. As you saw Farquhar go after that outside corner.
3-2 here to Mark Krause. Farquhar deals. Low puts a tying run aboard. Bring up Carlos Corcoran. Going to get a pinch runner.
You're on the wrong side of the plate.
So Jake Elmore going to pinch run.
No home run for you.
Sounds like somebody's playing Randy Quaid down on from Major League downstairs. He's got the singular voice and he's wearing somebody out.
Farquhar needs to keep an eye on Elmore over at first base. That's one thing you like to see, is your closer not so wrapped up just in the hitter.
Elmore one out of 6 base stealing.
Let's go, Smurfette! Strike out!
Swing and a miss by Corcoran. Mariners won 2 out of 3 from Tampa Bay. Start this brief homestand.
What, are you scared? Are you scared?
Astros come here to Seattle having lost 3 of 4 at Minnesota.
Quick snap throw by Farquhar.
I meant Oakland. Minnesota was the series before. 3 out of 4 at Oakland.
Farquhar looking for that ground ball.
One.
We're not going to make the highlights today if you don't hurry.
And Danny's losing an edge here. 2-1. We're at 3-2 to Krause after getting Barnes on 3 pitches. Two and 1. 3-1.
See if they put Elmore in motion right here.
3-1. High pop. Smoke taking a look. It does not come back. Full count.
Strike him out, throw him out.
Absolutely.
You like that?
Elmore take. No, he doesn't. Shut it down, and they're in the trouble zone now. Farquhar back-to-back walks. 1 out, top 9 on 1-run lead.
That last pitch just barely off the plate. Came in with a little cutter against Corcoran. I think both Zunino and Farquhar thought they had a strikeout right there.
Marwin Gonzalez is going to pinch run. So you got Elmore at second, Gonzalez at third. Check that. Elmore at second and Gonzalez at first with 1 out for Jimmy Paredes.
He's hitting only 178 on the season.
Tried to boost that average with that swing. And he's got a knuckle down here. 2 on, 1 out. He's ahead 0-2. Elmore at second with the tying run and the go-ahead run. Gonzalez at first. 0-2. All 2 strikes.
Paredes with good speed. Will be a tough guy to double up right here.
1-2. Breaking ball, base hit. Coming around Elmore to third, charging Almonte to throw to the plate, offline, gets past Farquhar. Tie ball game at 3-3. Runner at first gets down to second. Paredes ties it, his second RBI. 1 out in the 9th, and Houston has runners at second and third.
Paredes ended up getting a hanging curveball from Farquhar. This pitch on the inside part of the plate and elevated. Paredes rips it through the hole on the right side. Abraham Almonte comes up throwing. This ball up the line as it scoots past Mike Zunino. This is a situation where Mike realizes you don't have to play at home, so you've got to make sure that that ball does not get past you. See how he goes down to his knees. He needs to just go out and get in front of that baby. Keep both of those runners from advancing.
Down to third is Gonzalez on the E9 on the throw by Almonte. Still just 1 out, and this damage being done, Val, by the bottom of the order, 6, 7, 8, and 9 holes.
Well, there was the 2 walks that Danny Farquhar gave up that has really caused him some trouble.
Infield's got to play in. Jonathan VR is the hitter. 0 for 3, a walk and a stolen base for VR. Late swing, strike 1.
Mariner infield playing in to try to cut off the run at home. The outfield playing shallow.
1-1. Inning started well enough for Farquhar. 3 strikes to pinch hitter Barnes for the first out, then a walk, RBI single, E9. Just tied it up. And a go-ahead run is at third with 1 out. Well, they had the safety squeeze on. That's your suicide squeeze. Both were moving.
Pretty gutsy play right there. Lara, 267 hitter.
One and 2. Off speed pitch. Not been effective tonight. 2-2.
Yeah, the first hitter that he struck out, he had the good tight breaking pitch. But since that first strikeout, it's just kind of been rolling up there.
2-2. Well, squibber foul off the foot of VR.
Looked by our McDonald's Supermo. Watch this ball come right down on the right foot. Ouch. Of Villar. Right on top. By the shoelaces. Those are the ones that you'll feel the next morning.
Early. Be waking you up. 2-2 count coming. Fouls off another one. Bobby Left from Boyce just called up a couple of days ago. 2-2. Up the middle. That'll score 1 run. Matter of fact, it'll score 2 runs. A slow roller up the middle by Jonathan Villar scores Gonzalez and Paredes in Houston with a 5-3 lead. A couple RBIs for Villar, gives him 6 on the year.
Ball not hit very hard by Villar, but it's right back up the middle. Mariner infield was playing in as Villar just hits his ball right off the handle, right off the fist, just kind of rolls it out there in the center field. But good enough to score 2.
So Danny Farquhar had been on a good roll. Not so much here tonight. 5-3 Houston. Bobby Laframboise will take over. Astros here in the 9th. After a strikeout, Danny Farquhar gets an out, and then trouble blossomed. Here's a base hit by Jimmy Paredes. That plates 1 run. Wild throw by Almonte allows the runner to get the 3rd. And then on a 2-2 pitch, Jonathan Villar hits it just hard enough to get it through the outfield, and that scores 2. 5-3. Houston, and Bobby Laframboise takes over.
So Laframboise will take over here with Villar over at first base here in the top of the 9th inning. Laframboise has appeared in 4 ball games this season. 0-0 record and 6 strikeouts in 2 2/3 inning. He'll face Jose Altuve.
3rd time around with the big club here for Bobby Laframboise. He's with the club in early April, April 10th through the 18th, July 12th through the 23rd. Put up some pretty good numbers at Tacoma. 6-0, 5 saves, and a 3.39 ERA. Slapped into right field, base hit. Digging for 3rd, the throw from Almonte, not in time. Altuve to second, he's safe.
Good strong throw from Abraham Almonte. As Jose Altuve again slashes one out there into right field for his 3rd hit of the ball game.
All 3 of them in right field.
Yeah, Villar tries to make the turn. The throw just barely not in time as Kyle Seager tries to make that slap tag. And with that throw going over the cutoff man, Altuve very alertly slides into second base.
Trevor Crow, 2 hits tonight, 2 for 4.
You suck, Crow!
7th man to the plate here in the 9th inning for Houston. for Smoke. He's there. Runner tags, and he bluffs. He comes back. Oh, and the runner, it hit the batter. And here comes the runner to the plate. There's no play. And a run scores at 6-3 Houston. Oh, brother. So Smoke's throw hit the batter, who saw the play in front of him.
Okay, so it's amazing how you can see things that you've never seen before.
You know it.
And that is one that I have never seen before.
There's nothing Eric Wentz can do about that, although I don't.
So take a look here. This is Crow. Take a look at where Crow is. Smoke catches it, turns and fires. Crow is in a squatting position trying to get out of the way. It ends up hitting him and squirting to the backstop, which allows Villar to come in to score and Altuve to move on up to third base.
Yep, that definitely put that one in the book. I've never seen that one before. He fouls out. The throw to the plate hits the batter, who knew that there was a throw coming. He tried to get the heck out of the way.
Yeah, it wasn't like he got in front of it on purpose.
No.
As soon as he saw Smoke turn, he just went down into his drop to a knee. And Justin Smoke's throw hits Crow and ricochets towards the backstop. Take a look at him right here.
You know,
all of a sudden he gets down. He's looking over at third base. He doesn't even know the throw's coming.
Again, it was just more surprised than we were. So scoring on an E3 is VR, and it's a 6-3 Houston lead with Altuve at third. 2 down. Wow.
Well, this one ended up getting away pretty quickly, Dave.
Just unbelievable. Can't make this stuff up. Here's Laird, the 8th man to the plate. Two and one here to Laird, his second time up, struck out as a pinch hitter. 2-2. Two pitch. Full count.
Oh my, I'd like to see that pitch again. You got to remember the angle that it's coming in on from the lefty.
So full count, 2 outs. Altuve at third. Pitch to Laird. Fouled off.
Oh, wait.
Do it again at 3-2.
And then Laird staying alive.
Eighth pitch coming. Three and two. To left field, long run for Saunders, and he is there. What an inning by the Houston Astros. 8 men to the plate, 4 runs, 3 hits, 2 errors, and a man left, and that leads 6-3. 6-3 Astros. And be here this fall as Big Sky Conference football kicks off on Root Sports, presented by your local Ford dealers. Watch the Cal Poly Mustangs take on the Portland State Vikings, 7 p.m. Saturday, September 26th. Catch all the action on the home of Big Sky football, Root Sports. New pitcher, one-time Mariner farmhand Josh Fields, and the new catcher is Cody Clark.
Josh Fields, the former #1 pick by the Seattle Mariners, appeared in 34 games for the Houston Astros. 1-3 record and a 5.81 ERA. 32 strikeouts over 31 innings.
Work to do here for the Mariners. Nick Franklin leads off. Nick 1 for 2. Struck out looking his last time up. And he's behind 0-2. Franklin, Miller, and Almonte. 4 runs on 3 hits, 2 walks, a couple of Mariner errors. And they left a man on.
Not a pretty inning.
Oh, 2 to Franklin. Fly ball, right field. Brady's there, 1 out. Bring up Brad Miller. Got a base hit in the 7th and scored in front of Almonte after he hit a 2-run homer. Put the Mariners in front 3-2 in the 7th inning.
Brad Miller, 259 on the season with that base hit in the 7th. He likes that first pitch fastball.
He's consistent with it. He does a pretty good job with it.
Probably the best guy that I ever saw. First pitch fastballs. Actually, I'll say 2 guys. Kirby Puckett and Paul Molitor.
Yeah.
Never met a first pitch they didn't like.
2 Hall of Famers. That's some serious company right there.
And I can remember one for sure, but I would imagine there was in other games that Paul Molitor got 4 at-bats while I was catching and saw 4 pitches.
Hit bullets.
And I think he was 3 for 4.
Ball and 2 strikes.
Another good aggressive swing by Brad Miller. One thing that is very similar between him and Kyle Seager is they don't give up at bats. They're fighting to that last swing, to that last strike.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Two and 2. Guy got ricochet, came right to him.
Tell you why, that came back pretty quick too.
It did.
Off that ricochet.
Josh Fields out of the University of Georgia. 2-2 here. Clemson grad Brad Miller.
She's looking for something. She wants to start hanging some numbers down there.
Forlorn look. High fly ball deep right field. Brady's going to watch it leave the yard. Home run, Brad Miller. Brad's 6th home run. 31st RBI. Good for him.
Well, he likes hitting against this Houston Astros ball club. It was against this team that he hit 2 home runs earlier in the season.
First 2 of the bigs, yeah. Good for him.
This time, what a great at-bat by Brad Miller. Fouling off some tough pitches. Eventually gets one that he can drive as McDonald's Supermo shows us that great extension on a fastball, middle part of the plate, about thigh high. This one gets about 10 rows back.
Second home run of the night for the Mariners. The man in the batter's box right now. They picked up the first one. It's now a 2-run margin. High fly ball. I don't think that's long enough or deep enough, but it's up there. Brady's on the track, makes the catch, 2 outs.
Tell you what, Abraham Almonte just missed that one. Had a good swing at this pitch, just got underneath.
Two outs here in the 9th.
He gets that fastball up out over the plate. Almonte. You can see how that ball, the trajectory of that ball coming off the bat was just a little bit too high.
Yeah, got it will look like middle of the bat. Not quite to the barrel. Juan Uribe hit 3 solo home runs tonight for the Dodgers.
Wow.
Got a single in his 4th at bat.
How old is he?
Honest to goodness, seems like he's been around forever, right? 1-0 to Seager, 2-0.
That's quite a feat, though, for the veteran infielder. Hoping the Mariners can pull something out as they go to the rally hat here at Safeco Field. That guy says he talks to Buffaloes.
2-0 to Seager. Two and one. Fouled off. Juan Uribe is listed at 34 years old.
Really? He's a young man.
Colorado, White Sox, Giants, Dodgers.
Does seem like he's been around a while, though.
Like I said, he's listed as 34.
Where's he from?
Dominican Republic, San Cristobal. Foul back.
That's where Jose Rio is from.
Good pitcher.
Raul Mondesi. All from the San Cristobal area.
Mondesi's kid's playing for somebody. It's somebody's chain.
And he's the mayor of San Cristobal, by the way.
Is that right?
That's a scary thought.
2-2 to Seager. Playable, this will do it right here. Third baseman calling for Dominguez. Well, the Mariners had a 3-2 lead after 7th and could not hold it as Houston rallies to pick up a 6-3 win. Be back with Mariners post game. Brad and Bill after this timeout. They'll update you on Felix Hernandez.